Hey, it's Megan again, and this time I'm going to talk about some of the events that went with the Disneyland Half Marathon. When we first arrived, we actually stayed in the Disneyland Hotel, which has been recently renovated, and it was really, really cool. Another perk is that the expo is at the Disneyland Hotel, so we literally had to walk down and out, and we were at the expo. What you do that's a little bit different, similar to Walt Disney World, but a little bit different, is that we actually had to go downstairs to get our packet first. With Walt Disney World, they kind of always direct you in the right direction, but in this case there were just signs, and I know some people were confused. But we went downstairs and picked up my packet, which had my bib and my Coast to Coast wristband, because that's how they determine who's getting their Coast to Coast medal. And then there you can also pick up Pasta in the Park tickets, Cheer Squad, kids races, and the 5K packets if they're, you have your kids or family members who are going to be participating in those. And they actually have a travel agency who had some discounted park tickets as well. So that was all in the bottom. And then upstairs was the big expo, and it was in a big ballroom. So it seemed like there was a lot more room, but actually there were a lot more vendors, so it was crowded. But the Run Disney merchandise was all on one end, which was really nice. It was all in an area where you could find it. One problem is the Coast to Coast merchandise was gone by the time we got there on Saturday. Sad. I'll have to get it at the Wine and Dine. So we walked through there. They had a big stage area for the speaker series, like Jeff Galloway. They had some Olympians and lots of really neat speakers. And then you walked through the vendors, which so many vendors, so many vendors. And then you walk to the back to get your shirt and your bag for bag check. And so we got my shirt, which is unisex. It's a little big, but that's okay. I'm still wearing it with pride. And I got to walk into the Run Disney area and see my marathon medal. And I'm telling you, this thing is ginormous. It is seriously so ginormous and heavy and wonderful. So I got to see it in person, which was really, really, really cool. They had all the other medals there as well. So the Goofy was there, the Donald's special design as well was there, the Tower of Terror medal was there, which is coming up in just a couple of weeks. So they were there. Jeff Galloway was there. I got my picture with Jeff Galloway, and let me tell you, this is the most genuine man ever. Just so super nice, super nice. And I saw him at the expo, and then I saw him right after the race because he literally finished like a minute ahead of me, and I had no idea. So we went through the expo and, you know, looked around a little bit, but since we were at Disneyland for such a short period of time, we didn't spend a lot of time there just because we knew that we had other things that we were going to be doing. So after we went to the expo, got all the stuff, we went up to our room, dropped it off, and then the neat thing about Disneyland is you can walk everywhere. So we literally walked from our hotel through downtown Disney to the two parks. And I kid you not, you look to your left and there's Disneyland Park, you look to your right and there's Disney's California Adventure. It is, coming from Walt Disney World, it is the craziest thing. But we actually went to Disneyland Park because we had Pasta in the Park tickets. So we went to Pasta in the Park, which was really fun. It's basically a pasta buffet with salads and breads and pasta and vegetables and dessert. And so we went in there, they had a DJ. Since it was in the Big Thunder Jamboree area, it had a country theme, which, coming from Michigan and Hickville, we were all about that. So we had some pasta. They did have gluten-free pasta, which I was very thankful for. They brought me out my own ginormous plate of pasta. And they also had characters. Minnie, Mickey, Pluto, Donald, Daisy, Goofy, Chip and Dale, they were all there. And so the lines were literally 2 people long. So if you want easy access to characters, Pasta in the Park is the way to go. So we went there, they had some dancers. It was just a lot of fun, a lot of, you know, people just relaxing before the big race. We honestly didn't stay real long because we'd been up since 4 a.m. Eastern time that morning. We were struggling. So we came back They did have preferred viewing for the Sensational Parade that afternoon for the Pasta in the Park tickets, which was a neat thing too, to be able to just, you know, not have to wait forever for a parade seat. They got to sit and watch it. So then the next morning, like I said, we had the race, and B. Lee actually had Cheer Squad, which he had done for the Princess as well and really enjoyed it, and so he got it again this year, or excuse me, for this race. And he got to go into Disneyland Park, which was actually kind of interesting that he said they were checking for the Cheer Squad wristbands at Disneyland Park because our friend's husband couldn't get in. So it was only Cheer Squad members down Main Street, and you could tell. I mean, at Walt Disney World, it is packed full of people on Main Street, and at Disneyland, that was not the case. So that was kind of unique that they got to, those were the only ones at Main Street. He also had special seating for the finish line, which the finish line area is also very small, so that was definitely a perk, that he was able to really see me finish and see, sorry, excuse me. He was able to see me finish and have a good viewing location of it. He also was able to get a continental breakfast. He said there was coffee and juice and tea and pastries and fruit. So he was able to get a little breakfast while waiting for me. And I'm pretty sure there were bathrooms too, but he didn't need to use it, so he didn't even look. I know, he's great with the research there. But anyways, it was a lot of fun. Those were kind of some of the events we did, not to mention, obviously, enjoying the parks, watching the fireworks, watching World of Color. Oh my gosh, World of Color is amazing. Cars Land, we went on Radiator Springs Racers. Oh, we went on it twice. It was awesome. And so, you know, that's kind of what we did. Again, we weren't there very long at all, but we had a really, really fun time. And I'm excited to see, you know, to keep experiencing all these new things and seeing where it leads.